Lori Gordon's home and studio, and this is serious, were actually destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. But out of the rubble, she found new creative inspiration, and that's why we're all smiling right now. Joining me are Lori Gordon and Roy Sumner Johnson, owner of Sumner and Dean Gallery, and I'm so happy to have you both here. Of course, your gallery is where Lori's work is going to show in July. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Great to have you here, and great to have your work represented on our set today. And I want to first, let's get started on the serious note, because I know we're having some fun here. But the truth of the matter is, you're from the Gulf Coast, and you were affected when your home was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. What a disaster. And to talk to somebody who's been in that experience is really riveting for me. So tell me a little bit about what you can share about that for us.
Well, it was a tough experience on a personal level, Nikki, and also on a level much bigger, because I not only lost my home and my studio, but I lost my whole community. In the less than 100 miles of coastline on the Gulf Coast that Mississippi has, we lost over 600 places on the National Historic Register. Oh my gosh. It was devastating in a personal sense and in a much wider sense. And I have to say that my heart just goes out to the folks that have lost their homes in these fires.
Absolutely.
And oh boy, the Red Cross really is something. They helped me like they helped everybody down there. They're a good organization.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear you say, because you're speaking, you know, a lot of us can sit and sympathize, but unless you've been through something like that, it's a different kind of a level of understanding, and you have that. So it's wonderful. And what's even better is that you took something that was a disaster and you actually found a way to make your life better for it. And that's what we're talking about today. And of course, Roy, you have a big part in that as well. So how did you find Lori?
Well, Lori is a recycle artist, and all of her artwork is from the rubbles of the Hurricane Katrina.
Amazing.
And the recycle artist is a very large community, and they're very tight-knit. And Lori went up on her website, on her blog, and instantly people started calling me going, have you heard about this woman? And because her artwork is so amazing and it touches so many people. And so I went on the site and I saw it, and 5 minutes later we were best friends.
Well, and now, of course, and I can just tell the connection between the two of you. And now looking at the art, I mean, let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing on the screen right now, because it's absolutely breathtaking.
Oh, thank you so much. Can we start with the centerpiece?
Sure, please do.
Okay, this is the signature piece for this series. This series is called Portals. And the debris element in this piece is that wonderfully battered statue of the Virgin Mary in the center. And I found so many things like this. I collected debris for over 6 months actively.
Oh my gosh.
Nikki.
Yes, I just want to touch on that, because we kind of skimmed over a little bit, but you are a recycle artist, and that means you do take this debris and you make art from it. So that's really that's where the pieces actually come from, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right. And I was actually painting before the storm, but the house and the studio and the canvases, everything went. And so all I had were these huge piles of debris, so I started picking through them.
Unbelievable.
And, you know, and it was a lifesaver for me, both psychologically and financially. It built me a house.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And I think that's incredible. And going back to that piece, I want to say that it's a very spiritual piece, isn't it? I mean, obviously because of the Virgin Mary, but just in general, to me, it evokes a lot of emotion.
Well, I think that most of my work does, and I think it's because it comes from an emotional place within me. But another thing that's been really interesting about this series is that I've had such a terrific positive reaction to it all over the country. And it made me understand that a person does not have to have experienced Hurricane Katrina to understand loss, and to understand that you only have one choice. You pick up the pieces, you put them back together as best you can, and you go on with your life.
It's a universal message. That's what it is, and that's what I love that you're speaking to. And this piece that we're going to take a look at the second piece that we didn't get to talk about yet, if we can get a close-up on that, because I think it is so cool. Let's see if we can get that close-up, guys. Can we look at it? We want to see it. There it is. I love that. Now, it's that one, there's a lot to that. So let's talk a little bit about it and where it comes from.
That's kind of a whimsical piece. There was an antique store on the beach in Bay St. Louis, and after the storm, when I went by this place and saw the mounds of debris outside of that. I contacted the owner.
Okay.
I helped her clean up a little bit, and then she said, you can have whatever you want. And I spent 4
Wow.
weeks every day with a rake going through those piles of debris. And that's where I got most of the elements to this piece. And
Amazing.
you know, a lot of my stuff does have kind of a whimsical edge, because creating this series from the very beginning and still now is a very joyful thing for me. It's very
that.
positive.
It brings you joy to create it, and it brings us joy to see it. And I want to look at that last piece as well before we go. And then, of course, we want to let everybody know that we're going to be able to see and experience all of this art at your gallery, Roy.
Yes.
All summer long, yes?
Yes.
Starting in July?
Through the month of July. Yes.
So exciting.
Yes.
What a great thing to look forward to now. Okay, what is this?
This piece I call Bon
Whoa.
Voyage. And in this particular...
Bon Voyage?
Bon Voyage. This is my self-portrait, one of the many that I've done. I have a love of travel.
Wow.
And so, you know, that's an arm to a mannequin. That's an old painting from that antique store. And you'll see on the right-hand side a parrot feather. And, you know, I didn't mind losing the couch or that brand new stove. But I lost 2 pillowcases full of parrot feathers, and I hated to lose those. That's one of the 2 I was able to recover.
Oh my gosh, well at least you recovered something. That's
Yes.
good. And Roy, I want to talk about Portals because it is obviously going to be on exhibit July, and I want to give everybody some details as how they can find you and come and see.
Yes, Sumner and Dean is located at 517 Central, right downtown, and we're open weekdays from 10 to 6 and Saturdays from 10 to 5.
Oh, perfect. Lots of time, so nobody has any excuse to say they can't go. And of course, you also have the reception on Friday. That is the very first opening. That's the big day. So we want to invite everybody from 5 to 9 to be a part of that reception. And as you saw on the screen, of course, you can also go to the website and get more information. And really, I mean, this is fun. This is a joy for me. It's, again, a joy that you can provide a universal message to everybody, pick up the pieces from a disaster, and make something really special of it. And that's what art is.
Thank you.
It really
Thank
is.
you. I appreciate that.
Thank you both. Roy, Lori, thank you so much. And I hope you'll come back again.
Of course.
It's been a
Absolutely.
pleasure to have both of you. And I know you won't want to go away for this one. We are actually going to be serving up a little passion with master mixologist Alex Velez. Ooh, there he is.